What's up, Internet? We are back with more of the awesome SMS Mega Kart Advanced Action cartridge Game Boy Advance Game Gear. I'm never going to actually get a consistent way of calling this cart, but it's the Sega Game Gear SMS thing that has Mega in the title, but does not contain Mega Drive games. I feel a little bit disappointed by that. Last time we played some Sonic stuff, that happened, as well as Space Harrier. Now we get to play Streets of Rage. Now, I like Streets of Rage. I reviewed it back in the day. This was actually a very early review for me. I like this game a lot. This game exists exactly and specifically just to give the Genesis a competitor to good old Final Fight. I don't like Final Fight all that much, though, so we're going to pick Blaze because she's the best character. I think, anyway. And, this is not a great version of Streets of Rage by any means or measure, but, you know, it's colorful. It's got a relatively faithful rendition of the music, at least from the first level. I'm actually not familiar with this version of Streets of Rage, honestly. I know the Game Gear version is somewhat similar, and I've been told that version's kind of abysmal, but I don't know. I like the original Streets of Rage. I know a lot of people seem to think it's like their least favorite one. I'm not sure I agree. I think Streets of Rage 3 is pretty bad, but that's because they monkeyed with the US release. For one thing, they gave Blaze her alt colors instead of her main colors for some reason, even though the Japanese version has her in her main colors. On the other hand, they also made it ungodly difficult, bringing out more difficult enemies a lot sooner, and giving all the enemies a lot more damage and health. Not exactly the best way to make a game fun, I don't think. I can't destroy that thing, but I can destroy that. They also removed a character from Streets of Rage 3 in the English version, as well as a few different levels. There was a level on motorcycles in the Japanese Bare Knuckle 3, I believe. As well as removing the, I believe, most powerful character, because he would have probably been considered offensive in the West, and to be fair, he would have been. And it's even worse nowadays. Seriously, just go look up that character. It's, it didn't age well, I'll say that much, but it didn't exactly age well when it came out either. So, you know. Now, unfortunately, this version doesn't seem to have the specials of Streets of Rage, because Streets of Rage, you could press a special button and you'd summon, like, a police car with, like, a bazooka to come explode everything. Not in this version, it seems, which is kind of unfortunate. But what can you do? You've got a 2-button control scheme as opposed to a 3-1 plus a start button. Yeah, no, there's pause, but there's no summoning police cars. Oh, bonk. Still, I gotta admit, it's bright, it's colorful, they got the music down. The sprites are a bit small, so it's hard to see what everything is in detail, but, you know, it's okay if you really want to play Streets of Rage, but all you have is your SMS. This is not horrible. It could have been a lot worse. And there's the Lady M. Bisons. Actually, I think they look more like Roll from Mega Man Legends. Because every beat-em-up at the time needed some kind of dominatrix character. Like, that's just... It was a rule. It was a rule I don't understand, but it was a rule. That in games with, for children, that were beat-em-ups, like, they always needed to include some woman in fetish wear for some reason. It was... The 90s were a special time. Let's just leave it at that. But, I quite like Streets of Rage. Definitely not going to replace the Genesis version ever, but it's okay. Actually, I think I have a, speaking of Bare Knuckle 3, I believe I have a multi-cart that does feature Bare Knuckle 3 in it, which is pretty cool. I should play that at some point. But that is at the mercy of the votes for the Discord for people who support the show through the Patreon or PayPal. So you know what? You want to see it? You're more than welcome to vote for it. And we're going to have to decide that soon, because this is almost over. And by that, I mean I might be on the verge of actually deciding it by the time this video comes out. So, you know, hurry up and get your votes in. This is the short version of that. Stabby, stab, stab, stab. Ah, it's this guy. I think I remember this, or it was a guy who was juggling fire, one of those things. Those were also very common in beat-em-ups in the 90s. It's just guys who juggled fire. And also really big guys who breathed fire for some reason. Like I said, the 90s were a special time. But, we got Streets of Rage, and I'm not complaining about that. Quit walking around, I gotta beat the stuffing out of you. Haha. He seems to follow a very basic pattern. He walks from one side, tries to line up a shot, throws it, then walks to the other. And if he knocks you down, then you're in trouble. But, if you know his pattern, you can kind of work your way around it. I like the victory theme from Streets of Rage. Okay. So we did Streets of Rage, next is Streets of Rage 2. I do like Streets of Rage 2. A lot of people say it's the best, still not sure I agree. We'll say the sprites look a lot smaller than the previous one. The animation seems a lot choppier too. Wow, this is not great compared to the other one, honestly. The other one was brighter, more colorful, the music was a bit more great. It fit the tune a little bit better. Like, I get what they're kind of trying to go with this one, but it doesn't quite work. The sprites were bigger, more detailed, and, I mean, that's not saying much compared to the Genesis version, so it was already kind of a downgrade. This might very well be worse than the original Streets of Rage on the SMS, I gotta say. Do we at least get special abilities? No! Although I can do that. Cartwheel kick! Which I guess is sort of a special move, but it's weird to... It doesn't work out the same way. You gotta, like, move backwards. Whoa! That screen scrolling is a bit choppy. Hang on to your stomachs, folks. Oh, yellow signal. Guys are on point today. Whoa! Okay, good throw. You are just wiping me out here. Do you know who I am? I'm the guy who just beat the first level of original Streets of Rage on the SMS. You shouldn't treat me like that. You should treat me with awe and reverence and respect. Treat me right and I'll take you places, yellow signal. Mostly into the dirt, but, you know. You're a mook in a beat-em-up. It's sort of what happens to people like you. That said, you're also a very vital part of all beat-em-ups, because without mooks like you, I mean, this would be a very boring game now, wouldn't it? That said, this version seems to be already there. I gotta say, the original Streets of Rage on SMS, I think, is better than this sequel, in pretty much all regards. Because the music is basically nowhere near as good or close to the original rendition as the originals was. And it's just boring to look at. Wow, this is... How is this remotely a sequel to the previous one? Also, you have to get uncomfortably close to the right to scroll. Ah, there we go. That guy's not even trying, he's just going for a walk with his knife. It's my knife now. What are you gonna do about it? Nothing. That's what. Stabbity stab stab. Ah! I gotta say, I'm not enjoying this. The last one, there was at least some enjoyment. But this one, this is honestly just kind of bad. If you want Streets of Rage on a system that's not the Mega Drive, I mean, okay, go get the original because it was better. Also, Streets of Rage 4 just came out. I have no idea how that completely slipped under my radar. It's on the Xbox Game Pass for free as well, so I'm gonna have to check that out. Ah, don't stab me, Jack. Oh, that is a good combo he's got going on there. Hack. You know, this really just makes me want to play the other Streets of Rage game on here again. Or, you know, actual Streets of Rage. Okay, I think we get the idea. Not great, not great. Next is Submarine Attack. I don't know what this is, but let's figure it out. It's actually probably Battleship. Okay, well, it looks okay. It's a little busy, but... Okay, now it's not. It's their version of Scoon, except we don't get to live in a pink submarine. And the yellow submarine is still out of bit commission, so unfortunately, we're stuck to the blue submarine this time. Did we get blown up by bubbles? I think we did. I don't think this is as good as In the Hunt. That was a better submarine game. And also Schoon. Schoon was good. Kind of an awkward name, but it was good. I was bad at it, but it was still good. But we have kind of a subpar shooter. And I mean, we had, what is it, Power Striker on here? That's a much better shooter on here. And Fantasy Zone and Fantasy Zone 2. Also, those power-ups drop way too fast. You have to basically be, like, right under your target the moment they drop. That is gonna definitely put you in an awkward position. Also, that's me trying to move backwards. That's not moving backwards. That's literally just stopping in place. That's bad. That kind of takes out one entire dimension of movement from your tactics of evasion. That's kind of abhorrent. I'm gonna say right now this is not a great game. Yeah, again, this is me trying to move backwards. It's literally just stopping. Oh no, it's game over. I'll give it another go, even though I don't want to. I'm not enjoying this one. But let's go. I'm going to try and knock out the last 3 episodes of this tonight. But I only have about an hour to get it done, so I should be able to do it. Alright, we got S, which speeds you up a little bit. I still don't think that you needing a speed up to actually move backwards is a sensible thing. I think you should move backwards anyway. Like, your movement should not be penalized by the scroll speed. And yet it kind of is, and you need to negate that penalty with speed ups. That's just bad. Okay, I hit that with 4 shots. Why did it not explode? Speed up! Alright, now we're motoring. Okay, let's not... Okay, I can't actually go inside the reef. I was curious about that. Because it didn't seem like it last time. Whoop. I don't appreciate that flashing any. I don't think it's bad enough that I need, like, an epilepsy warning, mind you, but I do not like that. Okay, and all my speed is gone. It doesn't just take away, like, 1 speed power-up or anything. It's like, nope, all your speed. This is, yeah, I would not say this is a good game at all. Oh no, I died. Oh well. That's okay. On to game number 4, Super Monaco GP. Whoa, that is some motor and speed right there. Rock and roll. Okay, let's put in our name. Done. Alright, machine set. Okay, we're going automatic because I'm not going to deal with any type of, I don't know what any of these wing differences are, but I'm not going to deal with a gearbox or a clutch or anything. I'm just going to say yes on all of those because I don't know what any of those things are. Not giving you any sort of indication as to what the various combination of parts would do from like a stat perspective is not good. Oh, it's B, not A. Okay. Okay. So, they're advertising the Mega Drive. Good, good. That's something I could be playing that isn't this, but alas, we're not playing Mega Drive right now. We're playing this. It looks like they did the Super Mario Kart thing of taking up a chunk of the visual real estate to show nothing, really. I think that's supposed to, like, show your opponents in a versus match, but, I mean, we're not doing that, so why is that there? Especially considering that a third of the screen is already taken up by the map, which, I'll admit, is kind of necessary for something like this. Again, I think you could shrink it down and just have it, like, in the corner of the screen, and you'd be fine. I don't think you need to see your speed all that much, although that might be important if you're trying to figure out how to shift gears. Still, you could shrink the GUI, and you'd be able to get around this just fine. This is bad, is a good word for it. I mean, this is a console that has Hang On and Outrun on it. I don't think you're beating that. Granted, this is an actual proper racing game, whereas those ones were kind of driving games. At least Outrun was. Hang On was still kind of a racing game, but... yeah, I'm not enjoying this at all. And there's no music either, it's just that crappy engine sound. I'm already very much enthused about not playing this anymore. But, let's see what we can do. Can we finish? Please don't tell me I need more than one lap. Because honestly, if I had this cartridge back in the day, I'd probably smash it at that point, because this is just annoying. Alright. We got this. Whoop. There's a turn. Whoop, there's another one. I'm really struggling for anything to say about this. This is exactly what it looks like. Which, at least as far as I'm concerned, is not good in any way, shape, or form. F1 Race on the Game Boy was a better version of this, honestly. And that was a very, very singular experience. You had to play it with the exact types of upgrades on every single course where you would lose. That had issues, but at least it was kind of fun. This is, is probably the best descriptor of how I'm enjoying this. I'm not. But at least they got some advertising for the Mega Drive in there. Maybe I'll play some after this. Actually, I have something that can record some Mega Drive stuff slightly better, so maybe I'll do a Mega Drive review sometime soon. Okay, I'm done with that. That was bad. And on to the fifth one, Super Offroad. Now, I think this is like a top-down, sort of vaguely slot car-looking thing. Okay, that's a terrible, terrible font color on a terrible screen color. That's blinding. Okay, yeah, I get it, Virgin. Let's try the other button. Okay. Yeah. Black on red is terrible, but... okay, so it's 3 letters. Simple enough. S. W. I gotta say that the button inputs for this are not super responsive. F. There we go. Let's race. Yeah, it's sort of like a top-down slot car driving kind of thing. I mean, slot car is the wrong word, but whenever I see like a 3/4 racing game like this, that's sort of miniaturized, the best way to describe it for me is slot cars. Although slot cars are a completely different thing, honestly. I believe the Super Nintendo and the original NES also got this game. Or at least sequels thereof. But, no, we'll admit, this is more fun than the previous game. This is not a kind of game I'd enjoy, honestly, but, you know, I'm having a lot more fun with it than I did the previous game. Actually, this reminds me a lot of the, like, bonus levels on Blast Corps. Oh, I'm actually picking up Nitro. I should probably use that at some point. Use the boost! Whoa. Whoa, the boost makes it uncontrollable. Curse you, boost. Music's okay. I mean, it's nothing fantastic, but it's alright. I will admit, this is the better of the 2 racing games we've played thus far. It's a very different style, though. I want some Nitro. And I'm out of credits. Okay. Let's go. Okay, so are we going left or right? I guess we're going left. Oh, I paused. Sorry. Whoa. Okay. Whoa. Get out of the way. I have the need to accelerate slightly faster than I'm currently going. And by crossing the line, I get an extra Nitro. That's worth knowing. I could have used that money, jerk. Also, $10,000? Seriously, consider supporting the show if you're making that kind of money while racing. That's a lot more than the, like, 2 cents a day I make. I wish I made more than that, but, you know, at least I'm getting to do what I like. And I'm really hoping that's coming through. This is actually a surprisingly pretty fun game. Even though this isn't the kind of thing I'm interested in, I'm honestly having quite a lot of fun with it. Gonna throw myself forward. I have a lot of boost. I don't even know where all this boost came from. Doesn't even matter. It could be that the boost upgrade, like, increases the amount you get naturally. We'll do one more race. So buy that. Buy top speed increase. Buy more boost. No, because that's different. Okay, interesting. Take that, take that, take that, take that, take that. Okay. Let's try it. I have no idea what I selected or how it's going to help, but let's find out. Oh, we're going right now. Okay, that's a little bit awkward. Also, I just went through a wall. Okay. Okay, this is a bit awkward. See, this is where a 3/4 view doesn't help, because it makes judging, like, depth and stuff a little bit tricky. And angles. Angles are a little inconsistent. Sorry, you white car jerk. I'm the red car, therefore I'm going to win, so get out of the way. Oh no, I might be out of boost, and the terrible, terrible white car passed me. Oh. Okay, I seriously just went through that wall again. Again, it's the awkward, like, 3/4 view not helping. But we won again. You know what? I'm actually quite enjoying this game, even though this isn't really my kind of game. Not bad, not bad. Anyway, based on these past games, would I recommend it? Well, Streets of Rage, I think, does a fairly respectable job at what it's trying to do. Not so much for its sequel, though. Submarine Attack, I think, is kind of garbage. Kind of the same with Super Monaco, and if it wasn't, it's just really boring and not very well made. And Super Offroad, that was... I actually quite enjoyed that. I might have to try and, like, track down one of the later iterations of this, like on the Super Nintendo and stuff, but I know there was a few versions of this game, and I was having some fun with it, even though it wasn't my kind of game. And you know what? I think that's a good sign that it was great. That said, not really. I don't recommend this. Again, you can get better versions of Super Off-Road, I'm sure. You can definitely get better versions of Streets of Rage, and Submarine Attack was basically just worthless. There were 2 fun games in this 5, and honestly, I don't think the badness surpassed it, but I will say Super Off-Road was a surprising hit. I'm genuinely surprised with how much fun I had with that. That is a great game. I'm going to have to look for a copy of this on something else. Anyway, join me next time where we play Super Smash TV. Okay, that's going to be a terrifying experience because Smash TV is definitely not an easy game, but we'll take a look at it. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, subscribe to the show to see more, because we're doing this every single week. You might also want to check out, follow, and potentially subscribe to my Twitch channel to support that, because I stream every day. Usually Animal Crossing, sometimes some other stuff. I've got some other ideas for stuff I'd like to do moving forward as well, but Animal Crossing is sort of like a little pet project I've been working on for a while. And if you really want to make my day, check out the show's PayPal or Patreon. Support the show any way you can so that I can continue to do what I do to the best of my ability, which in this case is play some subpar things, but find some surprising hits. I'm quite impressed. Well done, Super Off-Roads and Streets of Rage. I didn't think you would be good. Honestly, either of you. You turned out to be surprisingly quite well done. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Peace out, Internet.